Hey everyone, this is Dee Dee Starnes with TwinKnits Creations, and I'm going to share with you just a quick tip on starting a ball of yarn. So finding the end, which is something I know we all struggle with, and there's a quick and easy way that works on most skeins. I will say this does not ring true on every single time you have a skein will this work, but most of the time this will work, and using these couple tips will save you so much time and effort, and get you started on your project right away. So the first thing we're going to do is when you buy a skein of yarn, you generally have, this is just kind of a standard skein of yarn, and you generally have a piece of yarn that is coming out of the label, right? And sometimes you'll see it actually, this particular yarn, when I got it, had it stuck in here, but you'll notice it comes out of here. So it's tucked in here. So you know it's not the end, because if you pull this, there's no end. So if you pull this, you'll notice you do not want to start with this side. This is not the side we're going to start with, but it will let you know which side you want to start with. So if you're coming out of this side, you're going to want to tuck that in. I just tuck it right in here so that doesn't get pulled out. And then you're going to, in that side, you're going to reach in, and you're going to, and this is kind of hard to explain. It's a feel thing, right? So you're going to reach in and you should feel like a clump. There's a clump, and quite frankly, we call this birthing the yarn. So you're going to put your fingers in here at the end, and you're going to feel this little clump. Now, the clump should feel kind of loose. And I'll let you know, I'll show you what it looks like when we pull it out. But when you kind of work it around, get it loose, and you're going to pull it out. Now, please note that this lump could be very small or it could be very large. So don't freak out when you pull it out, but you're going to want to try to pull just a little chunk out, and it's going to look like that. So that's your baby. So it may pull a little bit more in, just kind of stuff it back in there. You're going to want to try to pull out the smallest chunk of that as you want. And you can see you now have an end. All right. So what I do, there's a lot of different ways you can do this, but what I find works well is I just drop it to the floor and I just wind this. And I wind. And you know what? It takes a minute. And sometimes when that clump of yarn is pretty large, it might take more than a minute, but you can sit and watch your favorite show, or you may say, well, this seems like a lot of trouble. And why am I doing this? It will save you lots of time in the future, because you're going to be able to access the yarn straight out, and it will not tangle like it would if you would be unwrapping it. And you'll be amazed at how quickly you use that kind of chunk. So at the very beginning, you will be using it off the round. So you'll be crocheting, and then eventually it will come straight out the middle. So that is a handy trick for what we could say birthing the yarn or finding your end. So I hope that's helpful to you, and that you will no longer find rat's nests and try to access your yarn in a way that will provide knots for you as you're working on your project. So let me know if that helps, or if you have another technique that works well for you. I'll talk to you next time.